Um, I mean, there's some really excellent writers and reporters out there,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and also there are some people out there that you know they just mail it in.
Um, of course. Is there a way to actually approach a writer without hurting any feelings,
You
or
know,
do you just have you say, I like how you write, but
well, I don't know if there's a. I'm sure there's a tactful way to do it.
uh huh. But what's your style?
I'll just mention right off that I enjoyed their work. I enjoyed the story, um, and really, unless I see something that merits a critique, I generally either keep it to myself or I don't go there.
Now, do you do crossword puzzles?
No,
Really?
and not be, I have nothing against them. I just don't.
Do you?
I'm too busy.
What kind of games do you play? Like poker or
No,
no?
I used to play a lot of poker in West when I was in college. Now, if I could have majored in that, I'd have a degree.
And let me ask this.
That and drinking beer. But
Thank you, Daniel. Wow. All right. This is a person who learned, self-learned, and own learning
yes,
in his lifetime,
yes.
and I guess that's a hobby.
Yeah, but I've been reading. I taught myself to read the newspaper when I was 4,
That's right. Wow.
and I was reading adult sports magazines. When I was in elementary school.
Have you ever been a threat by a threat meaning from to a teacher who you approached maybe in high school or middle school and said, you know more than me?
I did have my Sports Illustrated confiscated once.
In middle
Seventh
school,
grade, yeah.
seventh grade.
Because I was supposed to read My Weekly Reader instead.
And what do you frequent the libraries?
Not as much now as I did now when I was doing my research for my book. I was a regular at the library. I probably looked at a mile's worth of microfilm.
Wow. And can you give me a number of how many books you actually read so far
I
in your
can't.
lifetime?
I can't. I mean, because um, probably not as many as you think, but
Uh-huh.
I would guess maybe around, oh, I don't know, 50, 75. I don't know.
Hey, ramble off some authors that you love to read.
Well,
Foresight.
mostly nonfiction. I mean, like Jim Bouton and uh, and oh, I'm trying to think of his name. He's on the sports ESPN Sports Reporters. Mitch Albom or and there's another fellow that's
You
on.
like Shakespeare?
Yeah, but or as Ringo Starr once said, I enjoy his poetry. Um, but yeah, but I haven't read Shakespeare in years.
I see. But you have read them,
Yeah,
which is really cool.
yeah. I mean, in
Yeah.
high school English had
And
to.
Poe and all of that, all
Yeah.
those guys. And without them, did I guess they influenced your writing style, huh? In some way or
Um,
the other, right?
uh, Actually, my influences on my writing style actually came from television.
Really?
David Brinkley and Linda Ellerby.
Oh, wow. Get that, folks. Get that in YouTube right away. Look over their style, you know, and make your world like Daniel.
I just love the way Linda could turn a phrase. She just had a way with it that resonated with me. David Brinkley was a minimalist who had the vocabulary.
That's a key, folks.
Yes. Um, Somebody asked him once, many years ago, about what he thought of. There was a sportscaster, Howard Cosell, that used to like to impress people with because he knew big words. And David Brinkley, and I have to paraphrase here, was asked about, and he said, and this is a guy who had like I believe a master's degree from North Carolina, and he said, I know all those words. Unfortunately, most of my viewers do not, so I don't use them. And so I learned from him the importance of just speaking clearly. And from Linda Ellerby, I learned how to put your creativity to work, and in that it's important not to force creativity, just let it happen.
See, I see.
Okay?
I see. I see. Hey, Daniel,
Yeah.
lay me some words that you just invented. Invented in your lifetime, you know?
Words that
You
well,
invented on your own, out of the blue, that, I mean, you 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 created your you created this a stew, and I'm pretty sure you created one or two words that's really unique in that lifetime.
I don't know that I have, but I've been around enough football coaches. They invent words because they're trying to impress you.
Oh yeah, I'll name one
Sure.
coach or two coaches.
Well, just about any coach will invent a word like they'll say that we were out athleted. If you look in the dictionary, you won't find out athleted.
Wow. And what does that mean?
It means that your opponent was more athletic than your team.
Wow. Did we max out on words, or did we
Oh,
use all of?
you never max out on words.
Wow. Wow. Because words relate to emotions
Well,
and passion,
they do,
right?
and it's important to let that vocabulary build daily. However you can do it.
And again, how many books did you read a day, or how many,
I don't
or
read,
how many magazines, or on
well,
average?
well, not per day. I mean, maybe 2 or 3 a week.
2 or 3 weeks. That's so awesome. That is so awesome. And
Yeah.
what's the message for the young folks? You want to read?
You want read everything, but copy no one.
Why is that important?
Find your own voice. In other words, read excellent writers. Whether in my case it'd be like columnists like Jim Murray or Patrick Royce or some people that like that. It's important, read their work, but don't copy them. Come up with your own shtick.
And what is do you? I'm pretty sure a lot of voices out there they copy and they don't credit the person. What is the warning that you want to give them that that they
Well,
have them think twice?
well, the warning would be is that if you're just blatantly copying someone, you're not utilizing your own voice, writer's voice. So it's more important to develop your own style, your own way of expressing yourself, and if you do that, you have nothing to worry about.
Daniel, have you reached your style? Have you reached your epitome? Your
Nobody does.
So it's a journey.
It's a journey.
You haven't met it yet, huh?
I would like to think my best work is ahead of me.
So it's not Excelsior Everest point
I
not
would
yet.
I would hate to. I did a magazine piece about 25 years ago that was at that time probably the best thing I'd done. Well,
What's it called? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was a feature story on Mark Lindsay,
Okay.
former lead singer of Paul Revere and the Raiders,
Okay.
and it was about his career outside of the band.
And what's the article? The name of the article? Where's it published? Do you
It was
know?
just Mark Lindsay and Discoveries magazine, record collecting magazine, But Mark was terrific, um, and he helped me get access to all the other band members from the hit making years. And up to that point, that was one of the best things I'd ever put together. But I would hate to think that that was my peak, and it was all downhill after that.
But it's instead, it was a new beginning. Is that right?
Right? It always is.
You ever throw in the towel? You
No,
ever quit?
no,
So in your huge dictionary, you scratched out the word surrender.
no. I just keep going.
Well, thank you, Daniel. After a cup of water or a cup of coffee.
Sure. You
And
got
look at
it.
that, guys. There you go. All right. Thumbs up. Yeah.
There you are.